Hey, Allison here, aka Kaleidoscopeallie, and today I have been contemplating the notion of authenticity and what does it mean to be really truly seen. I have this concept with, the Kaleidoscopeallie bit about how we really need to let all of our colors show, and when we don't do that, the kaleidoscope doesn't work as it's meant to, and our full beauty is lost to the world. And it's something that's been in my heart for a long time, and yet, like many of you might relate to, you can know something, you can feel it to be true, and you can still be a little too scared to fully let loose and take hold of that yourself. And a video came across my path this morning from a very well-known YouTuber whom I had actually never seen before, and he was talking about this need for authenticity. His video was about that he's not okay right now, and trying to hide that has been taking so much effort from him, and it hasn't been feeling right. And I can really relate to that, because the past years for me have been a time that's been really rough journey. I've been doing this, it's basically like Extreme Makeover Self Edition, right? Where I have really allowed all of the old to be torn down. And that has been on purpose. And I'm very much in contact with why I've allowed myself to go to extremes in that journey. And it has to do with my kid, and it has to do with not wanting to pass on a legacy to her that was passed on to me. So I want to take care of all of the stuff in me. And, it's like renovating a house. You go in gung-ho with this project, and, you don't always know what you're in for when you open up that box. And for me, there was a lot in there. And it took a lot of different, very difficult life situations to help me through that. But I really feel that life has been supporting me, and that despite how it looks to other people from the outside. And my life on the outside right now is a total mess. I have basically nothing. The coaching and consulting that I've been working years to try to get up and running hasn't gotten up and running. And I haven't had a place of my own in several years. And, everything, the last little bit has been falling even more to where I have really just, nothing left of the old. And that's okay, but at the same time it's very scary because I don't have money coming in, and I don't know where I'm going to live next week. I really literally don't at this point. And I feel like I have spent an insane amount of my energy trying to hide this, well, in my mind, what I was doing was trying to focus on the positive, right? Trying to focus on what I want to create. And as with all things, there's a measure to which that was appropriate and what I needed to do. And if I had to choose between the energy, that's where I was putting my energy. Okay, what is it I want to create? What is it I want to create? What is it I want to create? But the thing that's really hit me hard the last days is how much energy I have been spending trying to keep from telling people about where things really are for me. And that's because I have been afraid of how they would react, what they would say, and one, that they wouldn't find me worthy of being a coach or a consultant if my own life was a mess, and two, that they would try to fix me, or that they would judge me. But more afraid than of being judged, I'm more afraid to have someone try to fix me. Because I think really when you're in this position, it's hard for anyone else to know what it is you need. And that's kind of what my whole coaching focus is about. It's about that only we really have the answers, and the only thing that I can do to help someone else is to support them in finding their own answers. So really other people trying to help and fix you when you're in that pulled apart of a situation, it doesn't work. It doesn't really actually work to fix other people. And it hit me suddenly that, maybe that's actually why, that is probably actually what makes me a good coach, and not just a coach, but a consultant as well. Because if you're trying to put together programs to reach out to people in need, what you need to do, the most important thing that you need to do, is actually get in good contact with those people and understand where they are coming from and what's happening for them. Because my experiences have put me in situations that have helped me to understand how things happen. How do slumps happen? How do you get to a point where you just can't manage to care about how your surroundings look, or you don't have the energy? I mean, so many things that I've experienced in this journey. And I realized that that has actually given me the insights that I need to do the kinds of things that I want to do in this life. And that is to start making better solutions. Solutions that are really looking at the real person, and to help the people to get better contact with themselves, so that they know what the hell kind of solutions they need, so that they know what's going on, so that they could actually manage to communicate to another person what it is what would help them. And then also to create situations where people can feel that there is someone that is capable of truly listening to them and truly understanding where they are, truly following them in their journey and not trying to fix them. So I feel that as I'm sitting with this today, it becomes very clear to me that, as so often we believe something about ourselves is a fault, we believe it's a minus on the pluses and minus scale, and in fact it might be our greatest strength. And I know that to be true with me, but in order to let anybody see that strength that I have to let them see my mess. And that's not something that I was taught either in my home or in my culture to do. I was taught to always show this, positive, go-getter, side, as far as, career ambitions go. And as far as my personal life, growing up, things were a mess in our home, but it should always look perfect on the outside. And my mother could be screaming her head off at me, and the phone would ring, and she would be like, "Canon residence?" I mean, that's probably something that a lot of people can relate to. So yeah, I wanted to make this video to be authentic with you and say, yes, things are a mess in my life right now and my external life, but actually this whole process that I've been through has made me so strong internally, and I feel better than I have ever felt in my life about my ability to get through any mess that life sends my way. And yeah, I think what I want to say is, I agree with this guy. We need to start being authentic. We need to dare to be seen, because other people need to know that there's real people out there. Other people need to know. And what I needed most in my hardest moments of this journey, what could have actually helped me was, and the one thing that did help me was having one friend who was also along on this coaching journey with me, that had the same tools and we could speak the same language, and who was also going through some stuff of her own, so that, yeah, I could be real with her about what was going on with me and not necessarily get fixed by her. And if I hadn't had that, I don't think I would have gotten through this. So I think what I want to say is that there's a real need. I really, truly see it. And I see all around me people that are struggling and using so much energy trying to hold it together, whether it's, before getting to the point of being really willing to do the deep diving and get to the bottom of things, or whether they're in the middle of it, clearing it out. And, most of us stuffed this stuff down in the first place because it didn't work in the world that we were surrounded by. And it's a real vulnerable place to come after doing a lot of work on yourself and doing a lot of clearing out of old mechanisms and patterns, and find that, you know, you still don't really work in the society at large. But I feel really strongly that that's part of what I'm here to change. I've never really fit in, and I've always kind of been about my life pointing out where things don't work, you know. And that's okay, because I want to spend my future creating things that will work. And I think I can thank my engineered dad and stepdad both for, you know, imprinting that on me, that I see a problem, I see something that's not working, and I get curious about how can we make it work. So yeah, thanks dads for that. And if you wonder why I had to take this path, well, I'm sorry. I have that engineer bug in me, and I had to know how things work. I had to see all the little pieces inside and how it fit together, and I had to see a lot of things about society as well, and about what it, you know, what it's like to be in situations, what disempowerment feels like, because I want to work with empowerment going forward. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Authenticity, vulnerability, they're so important, and I feel like the time is really in where this is key for us to realize, and this is key for us to own, because it's our only path forward. To actually dare to be honest and show ourselves, so that others can also see themselves in us, and so that we can get past all of this outer bullshit that happens between people, and really see each other again and connect, because our way forward is through connection. So there you have my little own piece of vulnerability and authenticity today, and I encourage you to find a way to be authentic and real and vulnerable in your life with someone. If you can't do it publicly yet, find someone, and because what I feel right now is, yeah, I'm ready to step up and be seen, so that another person can know that there are people to turn to. And I think the more people that are able to do that, the better world we're going to be living in. So it's something that wants to happen now. That's what I'm seeing. All right, that's my little bit for the day, and thank you for listening. Keep turning that viewfinder and let all of the beautiful pieces of you shine.